Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I have 3 replays in the Tier 7 Swedish Tech Tree Tank Destroyer, the IKV 90B. And as the video title will tell you, this is my third Mark of Excellence video. So this is a couple of games leading up to the third mark, and then the replay where I actually achieve that third Mark of Excellence. I had, not that long ago, already done a replay in this tank because I'm sort of working my way up the tech tree, and I like this tank quite a lot. And I thought, before I move on, I'm going to free mark it just because I quite enjoyed playing it. Nice break actually playing the Tier 7s lobbies actually. So yeah, at the start of this game we have 3 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy fun police, and these 3 enemy light tanks are making it quite difficult for us because they're playing incredibly aggressive, and it's kind of, although we have fantastic camo in this tank, we're just going to get spotted when the light tanks are doing things like this. And I'm in a situation where I can't run, I can't leave this area because I'll get lit and I'll get taken out by the enemy tanks covering them. I've got the fun police looking at us. The best thing I can do is keep trying to avoid the artillery the best I can and focus shots into light tanks where I can, because usually when light tanks play this aggressively like this, they don't often last very long, unless you're in the vanguard where no one can hit them. Eventually they get taken out after a couple of minutes. So I'm just trying to wait for that to happen and try and hang in there while I can, and just try and pick up some damage, where possible. The light tanks are backed up slightly. I'm going to try and get as much damage in that little small window I've got as quickly as I can, because this enemy tank is caught out in the middle. We get a track place shot, gets taken out by our friendly team, putting us under 1,000 damage and 78 assistance. But now I need to pull back again because there is stuff on the hill, so I've got to be careful I don't get shot from the hill. I've got to be careful I don't reverse back too much and then get shot in the side. And also I've got to be careful with the fun police looking at us, but there's little I could do about that other than just try and rotate backwards and forward and make so he's not shooting the static target. Enemy Hawk comes in to try and take us out. We get a lovely track shot in, thankfully, and our team help us out there wonderfully, taking out that enemy light tank quickly. We don't even take any damage, so that was quite fortunate, and thankfully that's a tier 8 light tank out the game now. We can try and get another shot into this enemy French light tank Wheelie Boy, and we do, put him onto about 460 hit points, so that's a 2 shot to us, and he also gets slapped by a friendly team and we pick up a little bit more assistance. Now a lot of those light tanks have been taken care of, we've got a bit more freedom to actually try and use this bush. Sometimes you have to be careful in this bush because it's quite predictable, people can blind fire it. I always recommend, if you've got an opportunity, to shoot a blind fire through here, because quite often you get a penetration shot. We get a nice shot into enemy TBD, but we get detected for that, and now we're going to pull back again and try and lose our spot, conscious that we don't want to get shot from the hill. But this game's starting to, it's still a close game, 10 versus 9, but like I say, in a big map like this, I can be quite effective. I've got good camo, or fantastic camo racing actually. Managed to get a shot into that light tank, finishing the remaining light tank, and now the enemy team don't really have many vision tanks, and that's going to suit me a lot more. I've got a bit more relaxed sort of now. We've dealt with that sort of chaotic start. Trying to farm this enemy medium tank, tier 8 medium tank as much as we can. While it's caught in the open. I don't really feel the need to move here because I'm getting good shots at the moment. I'm just going to wait for my team to start to progress a little bit further forward, and be a little bit patient and look for those shots, because we know that enemy tank we were shooting earlier, that medium tank, sort of the Freedom, or the unskinned Freedom, the Super Persian if you like, is around this area somewhere, and we're just going to see if he's going to get detected, because we're starting to push up on the hill and they might detect the tanks which are still on the hill, or maybe we'll get a few shots in there, and we're just waiting for that opportunity. Now, we had a decent start to this game, 2,000 damage, 1,000 assistance. Here's this enemy Super Persian. I'm going to try and get some shots into the side of his turret here, get one in. He's kind of caught in no man's land at this point. Want to try and get a shot through the track wall if we can and track him in place. We don't manage to, but we do get another shot of damage. Unfortunately, he just gets undetected at the wrong time for us to keep farming, but he gets detected again, and now we're going to have more opportunities to get these shots in. Just waiting for that opportunity, put him onto one shot, and he gets taken out by our friendly SU-101, leaving only 6 tanks remaining. And now it is the time. You can see where our team are on the hill or on the left. it's time for us to push up and try and spot. We haven't taken any damage at this point, and we're on 3,000 damage and 1,000 assistance, which is obviously good for our marks of excellence. Going to stop and try and take out this tank destroyer if we can, and we do, picking up our second kill of the game and a little bit more damage. And now only 4 tanks remaining. At this point I want to spot them, because if I spot them, you know, there's only limited places they can be. I might pick up even more assistance damage, which is again good for my marks of excellence. You know, and at this point I was heading towards that 3rd mark. So the enemy fun police gets detected, all the tanks remaining now get spotted, and it's just about a case of trying to use the 10 degrees of gun depression this tank has to use this ridge line and try and get the shots in. They're not really, you know, looking at us right now. There's got kind of a lot of tanks. They're kind of surrounded at this point. SU does turn to look for us, so we've got to be careful of that, but he's not poking for us to get a shot, so we're just going to turn our attention to see if we can take out the other Panzerjäger, which we do, picking up another kill. We can afford to eat a shot at that SU at this point if we need to, but he's the only tank remaining now, and it's just about trying to get as much in as we can. We get 1 in, we get 2 in, and then we're hoping we can potentially pick up the 4th kill of the game, but it gets taken out before we get that opportunity. But we do have a really nice game for a tier 7 tank destroyer there. We pick up 3 kills, 5,000 damage, 1,000 assistance, 2,300 base XP. Of course we get the ace tanker there and the high caliber, and that is it for replay number 1. But let's move on to the second replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Lakeville. This time we are actually top tier. There's 1 enemy light tank, 1 enemy fun police. It's team destruction, so we don't have to worry about being capped out. And initially we're just going to go to sort of this location on the ridge, see if we can get any early damage. Sometimes people cross not in a you know, don't take a wide enough angle, and you can get a little bit of damage. We try our luck there, getting the shot into that tank, and yeah, we do. Unfortunately, we get detected for it. The Leo was kind of parked right behind us there, which we could have lost a lot of hit points for. You know, he didn't do it on purpose, and he did back out to let us back through, which is good. But that is something you should sort of just be aware of. You know, you don't really want to park directly behind someone, just in case, you know, like that, they're going to try and reverse out, and you don't want to get your teammate killed, because you might need them later on in the game. But yeah, so we're looking to see if we can get any shots into these light tanks here. We do get 1 in and track them in place. At this point I'm going to try and gamble it just in case he hasn't repaired that track, but he must have repaired it and we wasn't able to get a secondary shot in. So yeah, at this point we're being a little bit cautious. We do have quite a lot of tanks going towards the town, which is good, because if they push through to the town, they're probably going to detect the tanks in the town, and we might be able to shoot in and support them from this position. Obviously we're in a tank destroyer, so we're not going to go and push the town ourselves. We're just looking to see if we can get any supporting shots into the town here. So we're looking to try and get a shot into this Cromway. Hopefully we can get 1 in. We do land 1, but it only unfortunately does critical damage, and we don't land any penetration damage onto that target. But we're just waiting to see if we can get any other shots. You know, we are pushing through the town now, so they might detect more, but it doesn't look like we have any more shots into that way. So we're looking to see if we can get a shot into this tank destroyer, which unfortunately we don't. We do damage their gun, but we get detected, so we're just going to back up now and try and lose our spot. We're not actually getting targeted though, although our 6th sense is off, so you know, which is a good thing. Means someone's looking for us, so we're going to go back up and see if we can get any more shots than anything which is getting spotted by our tanks pushing through the town now. We do get 1 into that enemy medium tank, and he quickly gets taken out by our friendly Leo from earlier. Get lovely farms now on this church here. We do damage his ammo rack. You know, might be able to blow his ammo here, possible if we get fortunate enough. Unfortunately we don't. We put him on a 1 shot anyway, so we should be able to get the finish. And we do, picking up our 2nd kill of the game. At this point, you know, it's looking pretty good for us. We're actually up on tanks here. This game's going fairly well, and we're just going to try and get as much damage in these tanks which have now got spotted in the open. Hopefully we should be able to pick up a kill here on this medium tank, and we do, confirming our 2nd kill of the game, sorry. That other one was our 1st one, so we do have now 2 kills. Enemy light tank gets spotted. Definitely want to try and focus this tank, because it is the only enemy light tank in the game. Get 1 in, putting them onto a 2 shot to us. Looking to try and get another 1 in. Unfortunately, that one doesn't land, and it's looking like he might escape us, but we're just going to wait and see if we can get any more shots in. We'd like to try and finish off this light tank, because obviously it's going to make it a lot easier for us. It's going to be a lot less likely for us to get detected in this game. But so far, we've had 2,000 damage, 2 kills. I think this, to free mark this tank, the third mark of excellence was around about 2,100, I think. So at this point, I'm not really likely to lose any mark of excellence. At this point, everything I get on for now is going to gain me a percentage. So this game is quickly swung the other way, and it's now an even game. We've lost the town area, so I'm going to fall back, because at this point, if they push through the town, I'm going to get caught out and they're going to be able to shoot me in the side. But the enemy J Panther and Buggy is actually pushing off friendly TD. I do want to help him, but I want to try and pull back to see if I can get any covering support. I'm trying to use this bush to maybe keep ourselves concealed. Looking to get a shot in the Buggy. We do get one in and killing him, and unfortunately we do get detected for it, so I need to pull back behind these buildings to try and keep myself safe. Something is looking at us. I'm guessing that is the J Panther, unless it's something which is pushed through the city, which is potentially looking for shots. So we're going to I still want to try and help this TD out if I can, but I'm thinking I'm running out of time, because this light tank's pushed through. If I get detected here and they are in a town, I could get, take some damage. So I'm going to come back and try and kill this light tank and help out our friendly fun police if we can. So he is on a 2-shot to us. Now we get one in here. Now I probably shouldn't have rammed him there. He does track him, and we are able to kill him, but we lost a lot of hit points for it, and yeah, in hindsight, might have not been worth it. But we didn't want that light tank circling us, because that would, wouldn't have been good at all. But at least he's taken out. But this is still a very, very close game. We've pushed through. Our heavy tank now in the top, north of the map is pushing the friendly fun police. That J Panther is coming around. Is pretty much full health, and we're now a 1-shot to him. I decided I don't like that engagement. I'm going to go up and see if we can help our Churchill. Then we can try and turn around and shoot the J Panther for a bit more of a defensive position, trying to outspot him. We get a shot into that Hellcat, which has saved our friendly Churchill, which is nice, putting us into a 3 versus 3, which quickly turns into a 2 versus 3. And now we're just going to wait here, waiting for that J Panther to come round and see if we can get a nice shot into that tank. As he comes around that corner looking for us. We do get one in, we get detected for it, but it puts him on 200 hit points, which is a 1-shot for us now. So now we're both a 1-shot to each other. I know there was another heavy tank coming round that way, round the town. So I'm going to pull back around here. At this point, our Churchill was kind of spotting the other side for us if they do come round. So it's going to give me a little bit of early indication if they do. And I'm going to get into position that if they poke this hill and come round, I'm going to be in a position to shoot them. And knowing that that J Panther is a 1-shot to us, that I can hopefully take him out before he's able to get a shot into us. We're on 5 kills, 3,000 damage, so we're definitely going to move up on the mark. But obviously this has been quite a decent game, and I'd like to try and get the win if we can. I could potentially pick up a Devastator medal if we're lucky here with our 5 kills. So we're just waiting to see if this J Panther's come. I'm pretty confident he is going to push up this hill, because it would make sense unless he decided to turn all the way around, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So I'm just trying to be patient. If he does go the other way, then a Churchill should spot him. Enemy heavy tank gets spotted and goes across, and we are able to take him out. Unfortunately, he does take out our friendly Churchill. But then, it does put us this J Panther who pokes just enough for us to get a shot in, and we get the kill on that tank. So we picked up our Devastator medal. Now we can possibly get a Radley's here, and we're having a decent amount of damage as well. I have no idea where this tank is, but he hasn't pushed that. He hasn't so far come up that way. So I'm thinking maybe he's gone to the town, and he's going to be sort of turning around this way. I don't know what hit points it is. It is a tier 6 Russian heavy tank, which is not going to have the best view range or camo. So we're going to be able to outspot them. We should be able to comfortably outspot them. So I want to try and get to a position where we can use a bit more distance to engage in, because obviously I am a 1-shot, so I need to be conscious of that. So I'm thinking maybe he's come around the town, but then he gets spotted crossing the the middle cross there. But thankfully we haven't got detected, and I'm thinking if we can get across this other side, I'm going to be in a really good position to take this tank out, because I'll be able to outspot them and shoot them without being detected. So this is a perfect scenario. If I'm fighting a light tank at the end here, it could be a different story, but fighting a slow tier 6 heavy, it's the ideal situation for me. And because he hasn't spotted us, he's probably thinking that I'm around his sort of spawn area, and as you can see, he's going round that way, and he's unaware that I'm here, and we get a lovely shot into him. And now the only chance of me dying in this scenario is if he gets a lovely blind shot in, and that's something I've got to be careful. But he's just fired. We've got him now onto a 2-shot. We're going to try and get another shot in. We do, put him onto a 1-shot. Should have the kill there unless he blind fires us, but we do, picking up our 8th kill of the game and 4,600 odd damage. Let's just get to this scoreboard. You know, we can see exactly how we got on. As you say, we got the Radley's medal. We got 4,600 damage. We get 268 assistance, confirming the ace tanker as well, and obviously the high caliber. So another little game there. We have one final replay to come, which is the one we achieve our 3rd marks of excellence. So let's move on to the final replay. Okay, so we're on the final replay here in Sand River. Now this is the one where we achieved the 3rd mark of excellence. It is a top tier, sorry, it's a tier 8 game. I think there's 3 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy fun police. Now I do have to say, unfortunately, the sound, you might have heard at the end of the last video, it started to play up, and the sound recording for this was really bad, and I decided I just couldn't have any game volume in there. Which does mean, unfortunately, the only sound you're going to hear is the sound of my voice, which that's probably arguably worse. So I apologise about that. But yeah, you're just going to have to listen to me ramble on, I'm afraid. So we pushed up to the ridge, in the middle of the Sand River. I prefer this spawn for this reason, because quite often you can catch a couple of targets out crossing and pick up some early damage and maybe some early assistance, which is exactly what's happened here. And it's a perfect start, because we've got like 700 damage, 800 or 900 assistance, which is really good, when I'm going for that 3rd mark of excellence. Because I think at this stage of my mark grind, I think I was on like 94.90 or something, so I really didn't need a big game at all. I just needed maybe 2,600 around there in order to get the 3rd mark. So I'm already you're well on the way there with this game. We managed to get another penetration shot in here. Just trying to stay sensible, just not do anything too crazy, because like I say, I don't need a big game. I just need to just try and pick up a little bit of damage here and there. We don't need to go for that massive game right now. But so far so good. We're on a right start here, still early days. We've had a good start to this map, so we're looking to try and punish the light tanks on the other side, because we take out this side, then our team's able to move up, which will mean they'll probably spot the camping tank destroyers in the back, at which point I will have shots onto them. So we're trying to focus the light tank, but he's not really giving us a lot to shoot at. Enemy Oni has started to move forward. We do have a tank there battling him, and we do have potential cover from our friendly fun police and tanks in the base. So I'm not overly concerned about that tank right now, but it is something to be aware of. It also means he's probably going to proxy spot me if I go too far forward as well, which is a shame. Just seeing if I can check the hit points of our friendly tank there to see how that's going. Try and get shot into the enemy tier 8 German light tank there, the Hawk. Wasn't quite able to get the shot, but hopefully he might present himself one. We're not really getting targeted. We are getting spotted, but they're not actually targeting us, which is good to know. But I do want to be a little bit conscious that the fun police is not going to start looking for shots. But so far, it looks like he's more occupied the other side. This game, is swinging in our favour now with 3 tanks up. That Oni is starting to take a bit of a battering. Looking to see if we get shots into this enemy T29, but he's hull down. We're going to really struggle to penetrate that. But I might be able to squeeze one into the Oni. I wasn't able to, but he then does get taken out by a friendly tank, which is giving us a lot more freedom as well. And we're picking up some more assistance here for spotting the tanks at the base. Trying to slowly poke this ridge, because I know there's some tanks to my left, and if I spot them, I might get some more assistance. Get a shot into T29, I do get detected. Looking like it's probably an enemy tier 8 Mutz German medium tank. which is full health in the sort of left dunes, if you like. So I'm looking to try and push forward over this ridge now because it's safe to do so. See if we can get any more shots in. Get a nice shot there on that tank on the move. And now I just want to keep that Mutt's proxy spotted as much as I can. When he pokes that ridge, I want to spot him because knowing that I've got that fun police in the base, you know, I might be able to pick up some assistance there. But also I only have 800 hit points, so I've got to be slightly careful, you know, that I could get taken out fairly quickly, even though there's only 8 tanks remaining. So at this point, yeah, I don't want to do anything silly. I may have already got enough for the marks of excellence already, if I'm honest. I'm thinking I probably have, but just to play it safe, I just want to try and get as much as I can. I'm picking up spotting assistance, so I might as well just keep this tank targeted because tanks are obviously shooting at him because I'm picking up the assistance and his hit points are going down. So as long as I'm keeping him detected, I've got a good chance that it's going to keep coming in there. But at this point, it doesn't look like the Mutts is going to try and get shots into me. I know there's a little heavy tank or medium tank just over this ridge. I do want to actually spot that tank if I can and see if I can get any damage in here. Looking for a cheeky shot in the side, which we do, picking up another shot of damage there. And again, the assistance is coming in. At this point, this game is turning right in our favour. I'm going to try and get a shot there and take him out. Unfortunately, it dirts, but I pick up the assistance anyway. And it's getting to that stage of the game where I'm thinking it's time to go in now. We've got all the tanks on the right in their base. We've got tanks starting to push forward on the left. All their tanks must be in this top corner of the map at this point. And it's just the time to move forward, see if we can get there ahead of our team, spot anything, keep this assistance going. I think we've got like 1,600 assistance here, so we're having a good game. I've definitely got the third mark. In my mind, I think I've definitely got the third mark now. I just want to try and get as much out of this as I can. I don't know where the other any TD is. Now he does get spotted behind us, so I want to be careful he can't get a shot into us. We're just trying to finish off the enemy hammer, but it gets taken out by our friendly tanks there. And there's a full health light tank and 2 enemy medium tanks which are in this bowl area. They're both one shots. Victoria gets taken out. We're going to see if we can kill the Mutts. We do manage to pick up our first kill of the game, and it just leaves this one enemy light tank to deal with. And we're just going to try and get there. And yeah, this game's like, quickly swung. 10 versus 1. I mean, we're definitely going to win this game. Otherwise, well, I guess if we didn't, that light tank would have had the game of their life, and they definitely would have deserved it. But I think we're going to probably be able to get the kill. I think he's got to be around this area. I haven't seen him come the other way, so he must be hiding here. And I'm thinking, where actually is he right now? Because this tank, enemy tank pushing up here hasn't spotted him. And I think, I know where he is. He's going to be in that little corner to our right. You can hide there. And not get detected, so we're just going to try and push forward. We should proxy spot him in a minute. He has to be around here. We do proxy spot him, and we're just going to go in now. It doesn't really matter if he kills us. Trying to get as much as we can. He gets set on fire and he gets taken out, and that brings us an end to the replay and the video. So let's just see how we did, and then we will say our goodbyes. We managed to get 1 kill, 2,300 damage, 1,700 assistance, only the first class, but we do get that third marks of excellence. And that is it for the video. So thank you so much for your support, as always, and happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!